All right, puzzle number 420. So I know it's a little blurry here. Hey, doggo. But I'm just gonna kind of run through it, so maybe you can follow the logic on this. Give you some tips on some hard Sudoku, expert Sudoku. So we're just filling in where all the possible ones could be with the little notes in the corner. And we'll do that with the other numbers next. Okay, so now twos. There's only one spot for a two, so we got a two right off the bat in that first box. And here we got twos, possible twos. Got possible twos, possible twos. Okay, so we got a stack of twos there, so it can't be here. Boom, right? Because the two's either going to be there or there, so it's going to be in that column, so it can't be there, right? In this box and in that column, so it can't be there. Okay, boom, we got another two off the bat down here. And another one. Nice. Getting hooked up with the twos. And that cleared that column. Okay, threes. Just gonna kind of try to speed run this, and if I see anything that looks like a good tip, I'll stop on it. So like right now, we got a row of threes right here. It's the only possible places. So threes can't be in that row here. So I'm just gonna fill them in the rest of the box. And same with this one. Fill in this guy. And this guy. Okay, moving on to fours. There, we got a four right there. And a four right here. And possibly there. And possibly there. And we got a four there. Sweet. Fives. We got possibly there or there. There, 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 there. And there. And there. Okay, we got this stack of fives, so they can't be here. So they're there. Boom, more fives. More fives. Go to sixes. Boom. Okay. More sixes, possibly. Okay. Got a lot of sixes, potentially, because there's only one to block anything out. Seven. Okay. Boom. There's sevens. Try not to speed run too fast, or else I might actually make a mistake. This thing is nice because it's like kind of DIY, for lack of better words. Like, you have to clear the possible notes yourself. And yeah, it doesn't clear notes for you if you fill in a number. But it also doesn't ding you for mistakes. So it's just all just do it yourself, you know? Okay, so sevens are done. Eights, let's go. Actually, that's the 8 right there. Only position possible. All right, 8's here. Oops. Okay, can't be in that first box. We got the 8 there. So just those two. And here. And here. And here. Okay, let's move to 9s. Gonna have a lot of 9s. Okay, so normally we'd fill those two columns because we just have the 9 in the center, but we have a row of 9, so it can't be in the top row of that block. Boom. And there we go. 9s are filled in. Okay, let's look for any solo numbers. All right, right off the bat, we got a 6 here floating by itself. Can't be in that row, can't be in that column or box. All right, we got another solo 9. Clear the box, clear the row, clear the column. Got a solo 5, clear the box, clear the row, nothing in the column. Solo 7, clear the box, clear the column, nothing in the row left. Complete that row with the last 2, clear the box. Okay, let's see if we got any more solo numbers. All right, I don't see any more solos, but what I do see is a 1-3 and a 1-3 right here. I know that's hard to see. Sorry. But we got a 1-3, 1-3, which means the 1 and the 3 have to go in those 2 cells of this column. They can't go anywhere else. This can only be a 1 or 3, and this can only be a 1 or 3. So both of those are a 1 and a 3. We don't know which, but those are the 1 and 3, meaning 1s cannot be anywhere else in this column, and 3s cannot be anywhere else in this column. Okay, what else can we eliminate? 5-6. Now we got a solo 5-6 pair. So 5-6, 5-6 down here. That means 5s and 6s can't be anywhere else in this column. Boom. Okay. We got a 7-6, 7-6 over here. So no other 7s can be here in this column. No other 6s. Oh, 1-5, 1-5. Yeah, but that doesn't clear anything out. So moving on. Okay. The 5-6, 5-6 also applies within the box here. You know, we'll stay on that 1-5 because I skipped over it, but actually it does eliminate things because we got a 1-5, 1-5 within this box, which means there can be no other 1s and no other 5s in that box. 5s are good. Okay, now we'll go to the 5-6, 5-6 here. Can't be other 5s here and can't be other 6s there. Okay. Now what do we got? Let's just start with the 1s. Just roll through here, see what we can figure out. Okay, moving on to 2s, 3s. So I'm looking for 4 numbers like this, but we also have those, so that doesn't apply, right? So this like grid of 4. Well, the positioning would be different. You'll see. So, okay, moving on. Okay, right, like this. 2 5s here and 2 5s here. So that means in this column and in this column, the 5s can only go in either of those 2 positions. So that means it's either here and here or here and here, right? So it can't be anywhere else in those 2 rows. Okay. And moving on to 6s. And those are called X-Wings, by the way. Like from Star Wars, yes. Okay, 6s, 7s. Oh, well, we got a stack of 7, so we can eliminate that 7, right? You like my music? All right, I got 7-6, 7-6, so no 7s. There's already no 7s, but also no 6s can go in that box. Okay, and we're just kind of always scanning for those pairs to appear because they're gonna jump out at us and they're gonna help us a lot. So what were we on? 7s, 6s, yeah, 7s. We did 7s. You got that. Let's move on to 8s. Okay, let's move on to 9s. Okay, I'm not seeing anything with 9s. 3-9. Oh, sorry. We got the 3-9, 3-9 right there. So that means no other 3s or 9s in this row. Well, 3s are good, but we can clear these 9s. Boom. Okay. All right. So just glancing over these again to see if anything jumps out at us. 5 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to get a little more advanced. We're going to look for I think they're called naked pairs. So like they're like we had the pairs of two numbers before, but they may have other candidates. But they will be the only two cells with those candidates. Even if there's other candidates, they have two unique candidates that only two of cells have within a certain row or column or box. So we'll start with looking for pairs of ones. So ones. Okay, we need to have something else in common with the ones. So let's see. So we got 1 9 and 1 9 here, but there's also possible 9s in other cells, so that doesn't work. Okay, so keep moving. Let's go to the 2s. Okay, we got 2 7. Okay, right. So we got 2 7 2 7. So yes, there's a 5 6 also in that cell, but it's a 2 7 and this is a 2 7, which means and there's no other 7s anywhere in that column, which means these are the only two ones that could be the 2 or 7. So one of these is a 2 and one of them is a 7, which means we cannot have a 5 or 6 in that cell that's highlighted here. So get rid of that 5, get rid of that 6. And see if that does anything. Okay, it doesn't open anything up necessarily yet, but let's keep moving. So what were we on? We were on the 2s, I think. Right? Okay, so 3s. Moving on. So we're looking for pairs of 3s, and then we're going to see if they're paired up with anything else. Okay, we got 1 4s, but there's a 1 there, so that doesn't work. We got 3 4s, but there's 3s elsewhere, so no. We got 1 3 4s, and there's 1s and 3s elsewhere, so no. Okay, moving on. 5s. Okay, 1 5. Nope, there's a 1 elsewhere. Okay, nothing there. 5, we already did those vertical ones. Okay, we got 1 4 5 6. Is there a 1 4 or 6 anywhere else? Yes, there are 1s, 4s, and 6s. That doesn't work. Keep moving. Okay, 6 9 6 9. Oh, sorry. Nope, that's not 1 because there's other 9s. I didn't know there was a 1 there. Okay. So this is the only 6 in that row actually, and it's kind of sneaky, but so that's a 6. Okay. And we're still looking for more 6s. Pairs of 6s, right? Okay, moving on. 7s. Okay. Sorry, Manny, I'll call you back in a sec. My goal is to be done with this. I usually do it in about 15, but maybe it's 20 because I'm narrating. All right. 3 6 7. So there's 3 6s anywhere else? Yes, there are. Okay. Moving on to 8. All right. 3 6. We already got 3 6s elsewhere there. We knew that. 3 8. No, we got 3s elsewhere. Okay, check the 9s. All right. 3 6 7 8. 3 6 7 8. Okay, that doesn't work. 7 9. Has 7s elsewhere. Okay, that doesn't work. All right. We are going to have to get, really hone in here because we're running out of possibilities, but there's got to be something we are not seeing, and it will jump out at us. So, okay, well, one thing we can do is look at the Fistomophel ring. So this ring around the center has the same numbers as these boxes of 4 in the 4 corners. There's another video you could watch by Number File that explains that. It's called the Fistomophel ring with a PH. Okay, so one here, oops, one in that, doesn't help. Let's see, twos, we got two twos, all right. Moving on, threes, there's three there, but that doesn't, there's too many possibilities here. Fours, okay, we got a four there, and we got a four there. Okay, well, that's it for fours. Five. Okay, we got two more potential fives. What I didn't notice is this is a solo five, so there's a five right there. Clear that row. Now we got a five there. Clear that column. Boom. Nice. Okay, we're still going through the Fistamafel though while we're at it. So we got one possible six there. So one of these has to be a six. Seven. Okay, we got a seven, so one of these has to be a seven. Eight. We got an eight. So we need an eight in there somewhere. Okay. Nines. All right. Sometimes Fistamafel helps, sometimes not. Okay. Oh, all right. So ones. We got the only one in that row. So that's a one. All right. Clear that box. Clear the column. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Twos. Threes. What do we got here? Oh, there's a solo three. Clear that box, clear that column and row, and then we got another solo three. Clear the row. Okay, stack of three, so that can't be a three, so that's a three. And we got a solo six here, so clear those sixes out. Clear that six. Oops. That's a six. No sixes in the row. All right, solo five is starting to fill out. Oops. Five can't be there, so that's a five. Okay, we got a solo one. Clear the box. That's a one as well. Clear the row. Okay, we got a four. And another solo four here. Got a solo three. Clear the box. Clear the row. And the column, and there's a solo three, so that's a three. And then we got this seven, clear the box, clear the row, and obviously that's an eight now because it's the last thing. Clear the row. All right, we got a solo nine, clear the column, and that's a nine. Clear the row, that's a nine. Clear the column, that's a nine. Clear the column, and we're making good progress. We're almost done here. Eight. Clear the row. 8, clear the box, clear the column. 8, clear the box, clear the row. That's an 8. Okay, 9, clear the box, clear the row. That's an 8. We got a 7, clear the box, clear the row. That's a 7, clear the row. That's a 7, solo 7, that's a 7. 1, clear the column, boom, that's a 1. I know it seems like I'm hurrying to get that call, but actually things just start to like flow. Like we're almost done. Okay, so we got a 6, clear that 6, and then we got a 6 there, 6 there, solo 6 there, so it's a 6. We got a 1, clear that out, that's a 1, and we got a 3. I'm switching around, but you know, whatever the flow warrants, you know, if you see it, just fill it out. Okay, it can't be 5, boom, 5 and 3, and let's check it out. Yep, we're done, 19 minutes. Now, I have done it in like 10, but it was an easier one, you know, easier of expert level. Ha, 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 toot my own horn. But yeah, usually 15 minutes or so. But look, guys, 19 minutes. It's not that hard. I know, you know, I go quick, but if you can kind of like follow the logic that I'm doing, you'll be just fine. Like all the basic advanced techniques, basic advanced, whatever that means, will probably solve, you know, 90% of Sudoku puzzles you come across, and I've heard that said before by other Sudoku experts. So you know, swordfish and all that may help. I hardly ever use swordfish, and I'm not really too familiar with it anyways. You honestly don't need it. Probably the most advanced thing that I use is Fistamafel, and even that like hardly helps that much. So that's really just kind of like a, you know, a wild card, if you will. So there you go. Expert Sudoku, 9 minutes. You can do it. Peace out, guys.